like in a Play-Doh container. Scooping it up.
Should just not eating Play-Doh.
I don't know.
Play-Doh tastes good, right?
No.
I always heard that Play-Doh tasted good.
Back in the day, Play-Doh tasted like sour, but it's like salt. It's like nasty now.
I know that
it's like extra, like it stings to eat it.
I heard that like I wonder if they did that on purpose because I heard that like kids were eating Play-Doh. Because I always heard that it was like sweet and salty.
Okay, don't you know Play-Doh's like they're like what's their slogan? Fun to play with, not to eat. They made that for a reason.
Is that really their slogan?
Yeah, fun to play with, not to eat.
I didn't know that. Hold on, Play-Doh's slogan. Oh, Play-Doh. Oh wow, that is their slogan.
Yeah. You think I would lie to you?
I just doesn't sound like you're always putting me in these corners.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Alextronaut show.
Yes, welcome back to Adam Savage's Tested, episode 35.
I would like to say one thing before we start the show. Me, recorder offensive, Rafi Roftensive.
You know the name.
I started, don't let the flame die out.
Yeah.
I started doing commissions, so if you want stupid shit, that's a thing now.
Yeah. Oh, something I forgot to mention last podcast.
Yeah.
Go watch our guys go to Little Tokyo, because we didn't go to Little Tokyo and encounter all those like homeless crackheads for like 16 views.
Yeah, we what? It's only got 16 views. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. We gotta share that more.
Yeah.
Dude, the video that we uploaded last week has 18 views.
That's fine. So, another thing I wanted to say is that my buddy Matt Larman are making a show called Afterlife, and I don't know what side. I just wanted to say it. Maybe like watch it if it comes out.
Yeah.
So today's topic of the podcast is thank you for saying that, David. Also, I was also going to segue from my commission saying that I need money to buy a knife to protect me from. Guess what, David?
Wow.
Guess what? There's a lot of violent homeless people nearby.
Yeah, because we're in LA County and
we're in LA County, and the homeless people like to stab our guts out.
Yeah, they like to. I mean, like it's kind of a gamble, because you encounter one and it's like
either people, they're either really nice people who are just like down on their luck for like maybe a month, or they're like diseased crackheads, and they're like fingernails are like ecosystem with worms. They're like. Oh, dude! Like, imagine a homeless guy. Imagine a homeless guy grabs you, right? And like, under his fingernail, it looks like an ant farm. How'd you feel?
Oh God! Oh, he like puts his hand on your shoulder and he's like, "Hey, you look like you've got some good stuff on you. You look like are you okay? Do you need to spit it out? Come on.
Look at that. I smell it on you. I smell the smelly.
I smell the smelly smell that smells.
So I gave David one of my knives.
Yeah.
And
I'm honored to carry such a possession.
Yeah, and I would like to buy a new knife at the store. At the mall, they moved my friend's. He's not my friend, but I know the guy, and he's really cool.
Yeah.
So if you're nearby where we live, and you know where we live, and we're not going to tell you where we live, you go. There's a mall nearby.
Figure it out, Buster.
Oh my God! There's a store called Elements of Earth, and the guy really needs some love and support over there.
Oh, that store. That's a cool store.
I know the guy.
I want to go back. I haven't been to that mall in like 2 years.
So they recently moved indoors on the second floor, I think near Nordstrom Rack. But I couldn't tell. No. It's I think it's upstairs near the GameStop or the Macy's.
I remember like there being a.
It was outside before.
Yeah, it was outside.
It's been in a lot of our videos. So
Yeah.
you should go visit them if you're in the area.
I specifically remember like the shield that Link has, like being
Yeah,
in there.
that's where I got all the swords from.
Yeah.
My katana and my what's it
Real ass
called?
katana.
Yes. I the only reason why I got that katana, I had it, but the only reason why I was like, I'm going to like take it out of its like cardboard is because Andrew bought this shitty little like thing that was like barely a machete. And he's like, check out my sword, guys, I'm the coolest. And then I was like, I have a katana that's like real, and then I think Caesar was like, "Yeah, me too, you fucking baby, you wuss."
Pleb.
And then I don't think Andrew ever like spoke of his like weird sword ever again.
We always find a way to shit on Andrew like somehow in these
Sword
podcasts.
guy, yeah,
I know, like I'm actually
yeah,
his friend. Like for
me,
real. I'm
yeah. Andrew's a brother. I wouldn't like
yeah.
I would die for him in real life.
Andrew if you listen to this
Yeah,
podcast, which you
for
probably
this
don't, because you know like why?
because you don't listen to what would you?
Yeah, but
Uh, we love
I love
you.
you, buddy.
Yeah. Andrew was there for me at like my worst and he celebrated with me
Yeah,
at my best.
yeah. I remember that period of time. I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you like during that time specifically, but he
It don't
was.
matter. Andrew was pretty cool about it.
Yeah.
Right now I'm fixated on my blue I'm on my desktop screen.
Uh huh.
You know, okay, on Spotify I have a playlist called Rafi's Blue Vibe Tunes.
Yes.
And the thing the little like design for it is a rainbow vinyl thing.
Yeah.
And the Y on it is freaking me out right now. Just because it looks so weird
The
and it's
Y
going.
and the rainbow vinyl.
Yeah.
I remember you sent me the logo one time and I was like, this looks really strange.
It was just because I don't know. I don't remember. I don't like it anymore, but I still like it. But there's Rafi's Blue Vibe Tunes and the font makes the Y look really. It looks like a 9 that has been scalped.
Yeah. I remember it
But
looking like it just looked it didn't look
it looks like a 4. It look the Y look the no that do you know what I'm talking about? Not the rainbow vinyl logo, the Rafi's Blue Vibe Tunes picture.
Oh, well, let me look at it cuz I I follow your Fountain of Groove, but I don't look at your Rafi's Blue Vibes. I don't
Yeah.
have blue vibes very much.
I only listen. It's Blue Vibes because
Oh, it does look like a knife.
it sounds really sad. It's just like sad music.
Yeah.
I recently found out that the genre I like the most is called sadcore, and I refuse to believe it.
Sad.
But it's just shit to put on in the background while I
Yeah.
work, because it's not distracting enough, and it's kind of like it sets a mood for me to work.
Yeah.
I'm not a piss baby who cries all the time.
I
I'm someone who just won't appreciate loud music while I'm working.
I have like multiple playlists that I guess you could consider like sad stuff, but
It's
it's
piss baby music.
but it's just not no, it's not piss baby music, but it's just kind of like, wow, this is darker than like the average thing, but I don't listen to it because like sad.
Darker than the average bear.
Yeah, these aren't your typical black bears.
These aren't your typical picnic baskets. Picnic baskets. What were we talking about before this? This
Ra-
totally derailed us.
Rafi's Blue Vibe tunes. Oh, by
Before
the way,
that,
I just went on I went on
oh, that's
Spotify
right.
to look at Rafi's Blue Vibe tunes, and I see one of my friends listening to my album. So thanks,
Homeless people.
thank you. I don't know whether that's Becca or George, but thank you either way. Go
One of
listen to my
them.
album. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's probably George.
Yeah, George is cool.
George was cool. I'm glad I met him.
Yeah. That was your first time meeting him in that video?
Um, it was my first time like hanging out with him, like more than like, you know, like seeing him at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got around to like interacting with that guy.
He was cool.
Yeah, he's cool. Becca sits in, I don't remember. Homeless people, and
Oh yeah. Having a
okay,
knife to protect.
Yes. But also, I would like to dedicate this podcast to our ridiculous distaste for them, and also some recounting tales of of homelessness
Oh, sure.
attacking us, and also our ridiculous, or at least my ridiculous homeless hypotheticals.
I don't have like many stories of homeless people like going up to me and being crazy. I mean, other than that time I told you about, but that was already in another podcast. Um, but I do have some
I
like
think retelling it would be good for this podcast, anyways.
okay.
But let's chronologically do this. So
So my story would come like last.
it would come around
Yeah.
last. Let's see what I have to. Let's see what my brain remembers. My first, okay, one of the things that I remember about homeless people is before a lot of things happened. I remember at the Target there was a guy with a bike, two um two shopping carts zip tied together, trash can zip tied to the side, and on his bicycle seat, coming out of his seat was like an umbrella, which we deemed like a homeless Dr. Seuss machine.
That is some innovation.
Yeah, he's probably like working wonders right now.
Homeless
Um,
engineers.
homeless. Yeah, dude, that guy was put in a tough situation, and he found a way around it.
Yeah, respect.
The next thing I remember was also I saw a homeless guy getting attacked by a coyote in front of the 7-Eleven where Caesar lives
I
and
remember,
injured.
I remember you mentioning this, but I don't remember the story.
I
Or if
just
it's
saw
just
him
kind of
get
like a
like
instance.
he was like on the floor being like mauled by like a coyote.
That's awful.
The second thing, another thing was I saw a homeless lady throw like a steak or like a slab of meat. It wasn't like a big old like fat like thing of like meat. It was like you bought this or someone gave it to you, and it was like the cheapest they could get. It wasn't a fat slice of meat. It was like
Yeah,
it was like a steak maybe.
it's like a Walmart steak.
It's like maybe like your like how fat your like phone is, like depending on how fat your phone is.
Yeah, I think my
It
phone
wasn't that
is.
fat. Someone the lady threw it out. She threw it at an electric like pole, and it like fried it or something. And we were driving by at the time, and the lady threw it at the thing, and it went. She threw it at like a transformer on the pole, and it like fried it or something.
Wow.
But that's all. That's also some smart
Yeah,
thinking.
that's some more homeless innovation.
What else? Uh, um, Also, to clarify, that the person who David said that came up to us in that LA video,
Yeah.
he wasn't a homeless guy. He was like a criminal that they have just let go, and they didn't let him use the phone.
I so
He came out of the police station.
yeah.
That's where we were. This guy came out of the police station, and he said, "Please let me use the phone." And then he came up to us, and he was like, "Yes, let me use the phone. Come on,
You
if
guys
you were, come on, please let me use the phone. I know you have a phone. Come on, please, please, please." And we said, "No, I'm sorry. I
wait,
can't do
hold
that."
on, hold on. Was it wasn't the like super
Well,
muscly guy, right?
no, it wasn't the super muscly
Okay.
guy. I guess I told it out of
Yeah,
timeline.
cuz I can't I didn't
Super muscly guy offered to the super muscly guy offered to buy me and I think it was Nick or me and David, not me and David, me and
he,
Michael ice cream.
he
And then
it was like all
he
of
was like
us.
yeah, so he came up to a lot of people and said, "Hey, would you like an ice cream? I can buy it for you." And then and then he and then he took his shirt off and tried to fight somebody,
Yeah.
and he was fucking ripped like he was a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, like he had like he Giga Chad, you know.
Dude, he was like it was like that okay, I absolutely hate it when people like do this in cartoons, the limiter joke, where like my shoes were weighted or my armor was weighted, this is my real power.
Oh yeah.
And then like they take off their like chest plate and it like they drop it and it like falls through the floor.
He's got like giant pecs.
He like took off his shirt. Okay. It's like how Ice King has like
Yeah.
fat. He looks fat, but when he takes off his robe, he's like really thin. It was like that, except that he looked very like frail, and then when he took off his shirt, he looked like he looked.
His forearms were very like skinny, right? They looked like mine. They looked like my forearms.
He took off his thing. It was it was scary.
Yeah, that guy.
So that's when we decided to cross the street and leave.
That guy could definitely like put me in a tin can.
Becca?
Me? What?
Oh, I thought you said Becca could definitely put me in a tin can.
Oh, she could too. Like, given the correct circumstances.
I don't remember if Becca's ever hit me before.
Wait, what?
Nothing. I'm gonna text her right now.
What? I didn't like catch what you said.
No, nothing. It's not important.
Okay. I heard something. Okay, but yeah, like after, because he was like just kind of like he had this certain walk. It was very predatorial.
After he took off, okay, so first he was like he kind of like shambled around, but as soon as he took his shirt off, he did like that thing JoJo, like in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where he puts his hand in his pocket.
Yeah.
And he like sways his like body and like he like just kind of swings his hand when he walks.
Yeah. He walked like Josuke.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm echoing again.
Oh god damn it! Let me fix that real fast. So
welcome back.
So back to the other guy. This happened after that. So when we left the ice cream store, we did all the things. If you've seen the video, I put my phone away. I stopped recording because that guy was like phone. I was like, okay, I can hear him.
Yeah.
He's gonna ask for it. My dad said never lend anyone your phone because they're just gonna run off with it.
Yeah, especially in LA.
Yeah, in my brain, I never thought about it like that before. I was like, oh shit, you're right. My dad told me that at a Walmart. But so that guy was like a criminal. They just like let out, and he's like, I need a phone. And then when we said no, sorry, we can't help you. When he crossed the street, if you were in it, how would you feel? And it like rattled me.
Oh God. I think because I didn't. You were in the back of the group, so that guy came up to you first, obviously.
No, I think we were in the front. Me and Nick kind of made it to the stop first. Made it to the stop thingy first. The button.
I don't remember this. I don't remember this guy. But I know that you and Nick encountered him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was the same guy, but I know that there was an interaction that you had with another like kind of loony guy. But like when he walked off, you and Nick were like, "Oh, that's kind of sad."
I don't know either what you're talking about. In LA?
Yeah.
That day.
Yeah. And he like crossed the intersection diagonally.
I think it was the same guy, maybe.
I don't know.
Could have been. So, okay, now that LA is out of the way, David, recount your story of your homeless people.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, there's only been like 'cause I used to walk home from school like every day, like almost back in high school, and I would also just like walk to friends' houses and I built the reputation of our city in my head that it was safe to walk around in, and that was the case for the most part, and then in June before LA, Andrew and I were walking to his house back from some local like Chinese food store, and we encountered this guy, or we don't encounter him yet. He's in front of us. He's like way far in front of us, and he's yelling to a local neighbor about like kidnapping kids and saving their lives. So Andrew and I are like, let's cross the street, and so we don't have to deal with this guy. So we cross, and then he like catches us in his peripheral vision. So he crosses the street, and then goes up to me specifically, and he's like, "You got a gun? You got a gun? I could kill you right here. You got a gun? I'm an undercover cop, actually." And he's like saying those three things. Like, those are the three things that I remember him like just repeating to me. And then at the end of it, he's like, "I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You got a gun? I'm kidding. I'm an undercover cop." And he like he's saying all this shit, and then he walks back to the other side of the street.
Being a lunatic.
Yeah, like totally like shivered me timbers.
Shivered my timbers.
And then we just went to Andrew's house, and then we watched Evangelion. And then Andrew didn't like it. I mean, he says he doesn't like it, but you know, he's kind of
he's definitely a big liar. So,
and that experience was like what made me like, shit, I have to like be careful.
Another thing, but way before all of our homeless stories, is that a homeless lady kind of came to live in the gas station, like next to my house.
Yep.
And she was like a nice homeless lady. She had a dog and everything, and she would go into like the McDonald's and she would get her coffee and stuff like that. She built a house there. She even had like cans for the trash for the bus to take. Not the bus, the fucking trash.
The trash bus.
The trash bus, yeah. So, she was there, and they're like, and she passed away, which is really sad because she was like, she kind of became a member of the like society and the community. People like knew of her. She wasn't a nuisance. She was just like a lady who lived there.
Yeah.
And it was really sad to like hear that she passed away. She had a dog and everything too. Man. But that was, I think that was before, or no, that wasn't before. That was around the lady throwing her steak into the electricity.
I think I've only had one positive homeless experience, and actually that was also in LA.
What is it?
It was like sometime, it was like within 15 minutes of that like Super Saiyan guy coming into our lives.
Oh yeah.
But there was another homeless guy just kind of walking around. He was like, "Hey, do you have spare?" You know, it's the typical spare change, you know. And I did have some spare change, so it's just like, "Here you go." And that was really it.
Really?
Yeah, that was it. And you know, props to that one homeless guy for not trying to like
be strange.
Be strange and like put hexes on me.
Another thing. I would really want. I want to describe the homeless guy. So he was like tannish, like light brown. He was like like a caramelly color, and
did he had have a like beard? I feel like he had a beard.
He had like a small gray,
like a salt and pepper beard.
Yeah, he had that kind of beard, and I think he had a backwards really like baseball cap that was like flat.
I don't remember that part. I don't think he did.
Okay,
but he did have a shirt. He had a black shirt that said "I survived 2020."
Yeah, and then when he took it off, his rippling muscles.
Yeah, his like.
Listened, it was like he looked like he was like just oiled.
Yeah,
he looked golden. He looked chrome. He looked bronze.
Yeah, he was like JoJo character.
And he was really thin too. He was like a thin, buff guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like more emphasis on the buff because he definitely did have those like bulging muscles. But
I wonder what he's up to as a homeless person. How do you get buff like that? Where do you
how do you eat so that you can build that muscle too?
Maybe he eats like rats and birds.
Gotta get that protein.
Exactly. One last thing about home. Wait, continue.
What if he's just living a different lifestyle, and he's not homeless, but he has like some sort of. I mean, obviously there has to be drugs involved somehow because he did have that like streak of blood going down his forearm. So he definitely was like shooting up, but he has to maintain a certain lifestyle to have those kinds of muscles.
Yeah, no doubt.
Either that or steroids.
Nah, maybe he was just some guy that like has an apartment somewhere. He's an old guy and he lives like an apartment, and then he went to like this back alley and shot some up, and then he like went around chasing people.
Yeah, and then
that could have been, and then like he wakes up, he's like, okay, that was the day, and he goes back to his sad apartment.
It's an alter ego.
Yeah.
All right. What were you gonna say?
Recently, my dad told me uh, a homeless story about his work that before a long time ago he would say like homeless people built like a not like a they built like it was like an area where homeless people like to come and sleep, and that was their like hub, their homeless hub next to their company, because the company had like this like area of not woods, but it was like land with like trees and like junk, and they didn't use it because they bought that land, and then when they built it they just had no use for that area, and homeless people used to go live there, and then they got kicked out. And then recently again, my dad said that one homeless guy or one or two homeless people came to live in this area again. And this time they basically made a giant circus tent. In that area they had a circus tent with things, you know. They said Mikey dogs are in our backyard. Oh, okay. Um so they had sofas and mattresses, and they shit in the drain system that was right there too. And they were living the life in this like little area. They had a mansion. Like it was fully
Homeless mansion.
yeah, it was fully furnished. And you know, they had mattresses and whatever.
Yeah.
And they bulldozed it because they're finally going to use that area.
So, and then?
That's it.
Oh, geez. So like all those, nobody, like none of the homeless people died in that, right? Like they bulldozed
No,
it while
no,
they.
no. The police escorted them out.
Okay, that's kind of interesting that they like made a mansion though, like a
Yeah,
homeless mansion.
okay. It was a circus tent. That was the house, and then on the inside it was like they said my dad's friend said it was like a normal house on the inside, but the outside was like a circus tent.
That's. Huh. They Well, like if they had to bulldoze it, that obviously means that they had quite a sizable like sort of domain.
I'm sorry. I just got distracted by the thought, and my brain produced the aroma of a grilled cheese sandwich.
A glitchy sandwich.
Grilled cheese.
Ooh. You've been mentioning grilled cheese sandwiches for a while now.
Yeah, for some reason my brain's like, make one.
I have an In-N-Out burger here, so I've got a
You lucky bastard.
I've,
I heard In-N-Out grilled cheeses are pretty good.
grilled cheese. What? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
In-N-Out.
they
In-N-Out
they
apparently
do
make grilled
just
cheese.
have like bun cheese and then bun.
Okay, so now that our homeless people, what's it called? Our origin of distaste
Yeah,
are. I like saying distaste because it makes us sound really mean.
yeah. I have a distaste for homeless people.
I know that word means like I know that word is like you guys are dicks, and that's the reason why I chose that word to make me sound mean.
Yeah, because like I don't like that I don't like homeless people.
I don't like it either, but I like saying distaste because it makes me feel like I'm a really bad person, and for some reason that makes me feel
Just
like that's
villainous.
that makes me feel that no, okay, yeah, it makes me feel evil,
Yeah.
and it's funny to me that I'm evil just because I think homeless people are nasty.
Yeah, I don't like that I don't like homeless people because
It
they
makes me
they
feel
need
bad.
help,
Yeah, they do.
but
And that's why, David, great segue into why we should launch them into
oh my
space.
god, the same. All right, we've had this argument, I guess, for like how's it like 4 months.
Yes.
It's been April.
Okay, so in no way am I like for real about this. This is a disclaimer. There's no way that me sound and peace of mind, sound of heart, whatever. Uh I'm saying we should launch all the homeless people into space in an Elon Musk rocket. I'm not for real about this. I just think this is a really silly idea that could maybe work, but I don't want to put in the effort to
Yeah.
like argue it.
If this actually happened, it would be pretty awful, but
Yeah, but I say it's good. It's a good idea for like a movie. So here's the topic for this hypothetical.
uh-huh.
I'm saying if we build a colony, saying if we build a colony on Mars, right?
Yeah.
If we build this not a colony on Mars, but like this like apartment on Mars, and it's like they need the civilians to like repopulate, and they need the people to be like technicians, right?
Yeah.
I think if we just like, hey, you're homeless. Would you consider being an astronaut? Yeah, this and that. They don't need training. They don't need this and that. Just shoot them out into space so they can live in like space apartments and have babies.
I think like my only problem with this is that this is Mars and we've been like trying to send professionals to Mars for
Yeah, but this is the funny future.
yeah.
So in the future, it's going
Oh,
to
so in the future we'll have already like done enough
yeah
with Mars.
in the future our hypothetical Mars venture is already set up. There's already things there, and they're of course going to have already their like main Mars city, right?
Yeah.
With people who are like good at what they do and are like supposed to be there. Are,
I think you've
like
set the circumstances up to where I can agree with you on this.
so people there are on Mars, right?
Yeah.
That's their big city, but imagine like a little county to the side, and they're like, we need civilians. Would you consider being this and that? They do their like minimal like training, this and that, and then they launch them out into space, and then they get to like be the civilians there on Mars. Maybe like work at like Mars subway,
I think this would be
stuff like
I think
that.
this would be a pretty good like shitty comedy movie.
Exactly. And the thing is, you know how like some homeless people are like junkies and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I need drugs and stuff. Where are they going to get it on Mars, you know? They would become sober,
Yeah.
or or if they're, I
Or
mean
they
like,
die.
no, wait, no, listen. Whoever's sending them to Mars wouldn't allow someone that far gone to go. So
That's
it's like,
true.
hey, I like, oh, do you do drugs?
It's like
Yes, but I'm trying to quit, or like, yes, but I'm not that into it. Okay, on Mars there are no drugs, so this is a good opportunity to become sober. If you would like that in your future, this is a good opportunity. Bam. Yes, I would like to become sober. Send me to Mars, and finally they're gonna have purpose in life, you know.
yeah.
And not only that, after we send people qualified to Mars, this all gonna be because they're gonna have like Mars, New York up there. There's going to be all these houses that are vacant now. You know, they
Oh
need
yeah.
they need some people to live in them. But so homeless people could have their shot at, like living somewhere if they get their act together by vacant houses here on Earth, or being sent to Mars to play an important part. But at the same time, here on Earth, people are having babies. People give their things to each other, this and that. Sometimes families look out for each other, you know. So, so homeless people aren't going to have that like good fighting chance
hmm
for like maybe like an apartment here. Maybe someone that they sent to Mars lived in like. Did you ever watch MKFZ?
No. Oh wait.
Uh,
Oh no. I
you,
mean, I know. I had that realization because I realized what show that was, but I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? MK.
It's a movie. It's a
Oh,
movie.
I was thinking of Boondocks for a second, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there's a movie called MFKZ, and one of the characters his name is Willie, and he lives in like a trailer park ish kind of thing.
hmm
Willie House. I'm gonna put it up in the thing. So they live in like a really like shitty neighborhood where it looks like a bayou, but it's like it's like the hood basically, right?
Yeah.
And I think homeless people would have a good shot at like living there. If someone imagine you live there just because you're down on your luck or that's where you are and that's unfortunate for you, and then you get to go to Mars because you're like an engineerish kind of person.
So like a
Hey,
homeless bayou on Mars.
no, homeless bayou here on Earth.
Oh. Oh.
Homeless people would have a shot at living there because that Mars guy kind of the guy was chosen to live on Mars,
So what
or
you're
he
doing
signed up
now,
to live on Mars.
what you're doing now is just trying to propose an idea to put homeless people somewhere better.
I don't know. I'm just saying that like
Okay.
I'm trying. What I'm saying is that homeless people, if we send them to Mars and they're like good enough. Okay, what I said before are the people on Mars. They're like, hey, I want to be sober, this and that. You need a place to live. We need people to work at our Mars subways. We need people to do shit like that. Come on down to Mars,
Mars Donalds.
Mars Donalds, stuff like that for the big people. Like, what's okay? My mom told me something really messed up. Well, because my mom, or I guess my parents don't really believe in me that much.
Oh, okay.
They're like even doctors watch. No, even doctors need to eat McDonald's. Even doctors like McDonald's. She's proposing that because I'm a animator, cartoonist, kind of funny fellow, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get far in life. I'm just gonna work at a McDonald's. So he's
Oh,
like, you might not be a doctor, but doctors need to eat Taco Bell too. So get a job at Taco Bell.
that sucks.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's what I'm saying. Even people from Mars Central need some Mars Donalds.
you need, or I mean, like, we need jobs in the first place, but also like, we'll pursue our passions for now.
Yeah, I think I think if we get it done, we'll get it. We'll get good one day.
Yeah, we'll hit.
Because we're still pretty young and like we're doing things. And Super Mega didn't get big until Matt was like 21.
Yeah. Well, actually, like they were.
Their previous things had a following.
Yeah.
But that's because they were building it up at the time, and then when they made Super Mega, they combined their following into this big old thing.
Hmm.
So right now we're the kids with problems. But
Right now
and in the
we're
future
building
we'll
up
be
our
Super Mega.
Syndigo.
Yeah. In the future we'll be the cool.
Did
That's one of that's one of my hypotheticals I made up one time
about
about people on Mars.
homeless people on Mars.
So
Mars
the
needs homeless
yeah,
people.
Mars needs homeless people. That's what should that be the podcast name?
Sure. I was thinking about the title while we were recording this, and I was like, homeless extravaganza, or like,
Homeless loser.
yeah, the homeless
So
home
so
lollapalooza.
okay, to summarize this hypothetical, I'm gonna try to do it again.
Okay.
Mars already has their civilization down, but they need like a so it's like the everyone there has to play a part
Yeah.
on Mars already. And then they're going to need to send in a team B of civilians to start making food and like normal things like wipes for your ass or something
Yeah.
on Mars. So there's going to be the people that are there for like important reasons, and then there's the McDonald's workers. So basically the homeless people that want to make a change.
Yeah.
And what will benefit this homeless people is that you can't, if you wanted to become sober, or if you think so, getting sober from your drug things is good, then there's gonna be no drugs on Mars. Bam, go. You're too far gone. We're sorry. If you get better, you can come back. So they're not gonna just let any. They're just not gonna let any homeless people on Mars. They're not gonna let any like people like that on Mars.
Plus,
And then what?
like, what teenager is gonna go up to Mars? Because like teenagers are always the ones working the fast food. So, like, what qualifications are teenagers gonna have to go up to Mars? They still have potential to go to college and stuff. The homeless people, they're kind of like at the end of their rope, so they need a new potential, and a McDonald's career on Mars.
Yeah,
Might be that.
McDonald's. And also that imagine this during the time of Team A's trip to Mars, they've left a lot. They've left maybe half of the housing. Like they like left the market open for people to live in their houses. They're not going to come back to Earth because remember it's a one-way ticket.
Yeah.
So that's going to give an opportunity for homeless people to have houses. Because whatever, or because that I didn't think of this earlier. People from Team A are also going to be taken from their jobs. So like maybe someone was like working like at a fast food restaurant on the side, bam, down an employee, hire a homeless person so they could pay for their new like mobile home in Willie's shack or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's the only reason why I like building on this hypothetical is not because it's like a possibility it could be real.
Yeah.
It's just that it would make for a good show. It's like a show idea.
Yeah.
It's like grounded enough to be real, but outlandish enough for it to be like a joke.
If something went horribly wrong, this could be real.
Was that a joke or are you being real?
No, like if somebody had very poor judgment, like in the higher ups,
and listen to our podcast.
if some NASA executive was listening to our podcast and was like, "That's a great idea."
Wait, no. This is how it would go. Some like troll would listen to us. Mm-hmm. And then email NASA that, hey, this is a grand idea, and I'm glad I thought of it. And then NASA would be like, hey, glad I thought of it, and then do it. And then they're like, oh my god, they made that shit from the Alextronaut show real.
Can we, guys? They made the homeless show from the Alextronaut show real.
The super homeless super show real.
Let's patent this idea right now so that doesn't happen, and so that if it does happen, we get paid.
Okay.
And we'll never work a day in our lives. Except on our stuff, like our music and art.
It's not working if you like what you do.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, so we'll never work a day in our lives.
Yeah. Okay, so what else about homeless people that can we do? What other hypotheticals did I come up with? I remember I came up with 2.
I don't remember your second one.
I think it had something to do with Silent Green. For some reason.
What?
For some reason,
if every homeless person had to drink Soylent Green for the rest of their lives.
No, because you know what Soylent Green is? That movie where they like blend up people into dog food.
What? No, I've never heard of this.
So like I have a faint grasp on the like idea because it was a book and then I think it was a movie, but I never really paid too close attention to it. But I think when people died or there was an overpopulation. People died and then like they would like food process them in this like machine to turn them into like energy bars that were basically like the food of the future, and it was called Soylent Green.
That's awful.
So like in the future, yeah, in the future there's like no hamburgers and stuff like that. You get like dog food.
Oh, this is an old movie.
Yeah.
Ecological dystopian thriller.
I hate the idea of a thriller because it's never a thriller. Whatever a thriller is, it's never been done.
That's a good quote. I imagine that on like a
mug,
like a very smarmy movie director who's made like really good movies, but he's kind of a dick about it. And he's like, whatever a thriller is, it's never been done before.
Yeah, all of your attempts at making a thriller have never really been a thriller. Every time I watch something, I'm like, that was not a thriller. That was something else. It wasn't a thriller.
It sounds like something Miyazaki would say.
What is Miyazaki? Oh,
Hayao Miyazaki from Ghibli. Or not from Ghibli, but he made, you know.
Yeah, how he hates that he's an animator.
Like those screenshots where he's like every day is pain or something like that.
Every day I live with regret that I invented pop culture.
Anime was a mistake, or like.
Is that what he said?
That's one of his quotes, I'm pretty sure. Let me look at his Miyazaki quotes.
Yes, anime was a mistake.
And he's like has a cigarette in his mouth.
Oh, I wasn't looking at that picture. It's like where he's kind of like crying. Oh yeah, there's another one where he's got a cigarette in his mouth. There's another one where he's kind of like looking like very like. That's horrible.
I see. I'm seeing all these motivational ones, and I finally found the ones that I'm looking for. Where he's like, there's one where he's like, "I'm at a dead end." He's like, "Better eat something."
Almost all Japanese animation is produced by humans who can't stand looking at other humans, and all the industry is full of otaku.
Most of our world is rubbish.
The entire Roster Teeth fandom are pathetic SJWs. You see that bit? Did you see that bit with the red bitch and the cookies? Pitiful.
What is that? Did he say that?
Yes.
Those who identify as otaku, they sicken me deeply.
People often ask which of your films is your favorite. I always reply, first, they're not films, they are cartoons for babies. Second, I have no favorite. They are all equally despicable. Third, how dare you ask about my great name, which I have publicly disavowed.
What an amazing asshole. There's one here that I think
the creator of the Zen pencil is a pretentious shithead who made profit off other people's quotes.
There's one here that I think might be a meme, but it also sounds like something he might actually say. I fucking hate the Beatles.
That's not real. Manga and anime fans are worthless.
I begin to hear of Ghibli as sweet or healing, and I get an urge to destroy it.
All yanderis are basically the same. There's one where he has his hands crossed, and he looks very disappointed, and just says memes. We need more films about my memes. Wait, we need more memes of my films.
Can you send that in the server?
Alright, hold on.
Wow.
Hold up, I'm about to send it.
What a guy.
What a fucking funny.
Oh, Miyazaki. We're besides homeless people, we're dedicating this podcast to Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the podcast, it's probably something we should end at the moment.
I think it's time. Wait, David.
Huh.
Did you hear that?
I don't.
I
don't hear it.
Is that? I think.
Huh.
Is that the shamble of a house? That's the Super Saiyan guy. He's looking through the window right now.